Welcome back to the channel. So originally I really wanted to make a video about the losses in the IDF, and specifically there's a lot of losses in groups of 5. And to anyone who's paying attention, that means we're talking about the tankim. For the most part, we're talking about tanks. That would be my presumption, with absolutely no facts to back up my statement. But instead, I want to talk about something that I think is a little more maybe pressing in America. This absurdity that these neo-Nazis can come out in public and march and spew hate and get away with it. But I'm not going to focus on that. Plenty of people are focusing on that. All kinds of videos and TV stations and everything. What I'm going to focus on is the nonsense. As a former JDL member, as a former fighter, as a former bodybuilder, I still work out. I want to share a few things that may not be so apparent to the regular eye. First of all, what's most glaring is the fact that they're marching, this group now that just popped up, marching in Wisconsin near a university. Now, this is a full-blown hypothetical militia. That's pretty pathetic. They're trying to pick fights with kids. I mean, it's one thing when we have an issue with the pro-Palestinians, sympathizers, and the pro-Hamas, or whatever you want to call it, and then the IDF, and we're having all these rallies and all these things, and it's all surrounding the youth, which, as if you follow my channel, you know this disturbs me very much. But it's another thing when these neo-Nazis come and, it's just, first of all, okay, where am I going to start? First of all, you're marching on campuses. Second of all, you're wearing masks. Come on. What are you afraid of? You're so tough? Come on. Look at the rest of us out here in public. You'll never find me. It's not like my name is on my channel. And then you have this one guy at the front who doesn't wear his masks, and we've seen him before because he's a real tough guy. But you know what the problem with his toughness is? Anybody who works out or knows anything about fighting knows this is a moving forward kind of body. This is the kind of guy that a person would have a blast with that knows how to fight. It's a very, very slight nuance, but if you're into bodybuilding, there is a very big difference between a guy who's forward heavy and a guy who's just massively strong. It's like the difference between being like leaning forward and just an overall beast. Now, this guy, while he might seem intimidating to a real fighter, he's a joke. Okay? I mean, this guy, his entire move, he moves forward with his aggression and his confidence, but his whole movement is based on forward movement, which means he's not very good at pulling, he's not very good at reacting to using his strength against him. But whatever, we'll leave that for now. The reason I wanted to make this video, aside from these points, is that we're not scared. We're not scared of you. The way you guys train is pathetic. Like I said, I was in the GADL for quite a while. And you guys almost remind me of the way the British used to walk forward in war. It's a very militant style. It's also a very dangerous style. I wonder how you guys are separately, you know, like man by man. It's very nice to try to make a lot of noise and intimidate people and scream, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil. Yeah, all your adrenaline running high when you're in a group. I'd like to see one of you guys how you are when you're not in a group, when you stand on your own 2 feet. Very, very weak. I'm analyzing you, and I promise you, a lot of people like me are analyzing you. We're not scared. You people are not only not tough, you're showing a lot of weakness because there's so much you're unaware in fighting, in combat. You're just showing a lot of anger and animosity. And while I hope the law does what they're supposed to do, because you guys, you don't belong on the streets. Anyone that publicly advocates hate against me, I'm a Jew. How you doing? But anyone who advocates hate against anyone don't belong in public. You're too dangerous. It's a risk. You guys are publicly saying what you want to do, how you want to do it. So I just want to get on here and tell the general public audience a couple of things. First of all, don't be afraid of these guys. These guys are just like a lot of noise, like an empty charity box when you have a couple of coins, ka-chink, 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 ka-chink. That when you have a full charity box, you don't really hear much. You see, but you don't hear. But you guys have some kind of nerve stepping into something that's none of your business, completely unrelated to you, and just spewing your hatred against my kind. What did I ever do to you? Have you ever met me? Do you know me? Do you know my family? You know what kind of kind people we are? Love, kindness, strength. But you choose to hate me. So therefore, we have to hate you back. And you're making a mistake. Because if you think Jews are some kind of weenies and weak, you're making a big mistake. We have some of the most beautiful warriors and stories of battles in the history of the world. We might be the people of the book, but man, can we hold a sword. So why don't you guys just slow your roll, calm down, and if you really want to be militia, you really want to be militia, you really want to be neo-Nazis, follow a group that failed, good idea by the way, why don't you learn how to do it properly? Because me, I analyze you guys for 3 minutes and I figured out so many weak spots in your flank. You should hire me to lead you guys. And me aside, there are guys that are a lot more experienced than me. Slow your roll, back off. Don't wake a sleeping giant. Bad enough the IDF Lion is on the roar. You want a giant out there also? Just slow your roll. Nobody bothers you. You don't know what it feels like to be oppressed. Nobody's coming into your house. You're sitting there all comfortable with your big bellies. All that muscle you got. Where'd that come from? A lot of protein. Eating healthy and happy and comfortably. Don't challenge people. You don't know what you don't know until you find out. And then you're going to be in a little bit of deep water. So keep assuming we're weak. Keep assuming that you guys know what you're doing. Good luck, the 14 and a half of you.